Hi y'all guys, this is Joey. We're going to be talking about the West Indies cricket team, something that really interests me because it's made up of several different small Caribbean countries as well as some Caribbean territories that belong to United Kingdom, and it's in the New World, so we should definitely be covering it on this channel here, and so let's get into it. What countries make up the West Indies cricket team? Interesting. I learned a lot from this, from trying to find this answer, and it all dates back to the British Empire. Here you can see the places that made up the former British Empire, and a lot of countries that play cricket today are former British colonies or possessions. Countries like India, countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan, Australia, New Zealand, places that are part of the Commonwealth. And that's the same too with the West Indies. There are certain Hispanic countries here which are more baseball oriented, like Cuba, like Dominican Republic, like Venezuela, and Puerto Rico. But there's other countries here that are that had been part of the British Empire that are more cricket oriented. So I think it's really interesting. These are the British West Indies, or these are the countries that make up the British West Indies right here. And we do include South America, especially on the coast here. I have family in Colombia. If you go to Colombia on the coast, it's very Caribbean. If you go in the middle of the country, it doesn't feel Caribbean at all. But if you go on the coast, baseball is popular here in Colombia, Venezuela, and it feels very much like Caribbean. And it used to be its own country. There was a Caribbean Federation from 1958 to 1962. It was very short-lived, and not all the Anglo Caribbean countries joined it because they knew it would not work. But there you have some countries that were part of this, and they even had their own stamp. So unfortunate. These countries are so small. I think they would be better if they had a federation like this, but at least they have their own cricket team. And there are 6 federations that make up West Indies cricket. 4 countries and 2 groups of countries. So we're gonna go even smaller groups of countries. So we have Barbados, Guyana in South America, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. As well, we have the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands. Leeward means downwind, and windward means like upwind, I think. So this is a map of some of the Caribbean islands here, and we have Barbados, Jamaica, by far the biggest, most populated island here, and Trinidad and Tobago, or Trinidad and Tobago, and Guyana. So those are the 4 countries. Obviously, these are the biggest countries here, which is why they're kind of separate. And let's take a look at the Leeward Islands. These are the smallest islands here. We have Antigua and Barbuda, an independent country with 100,000 people. St. Kitts and Nevis, which is interesting. When they play in regional tournaments, they play separately. So you have one team for St. Kitts and one team for Nevis, even though they are one country. We have the Dutch possession of Saint Martin and Anguilla, which is part of the UK. The British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, and a little bit of America in these Leeward Islands, in this West Indies team, the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I know they also play basketball there. I think Tim Duncan, the basketball player, is from the Virgin Islands. So I thought this was really cool. Not very many players come from the Virgin Islands. It's not as popular, but still cool that it's part of this team. Now let's take a look at the Windward Islands. There's only 4 of them, and these are bigger places. So you have St. Vincent and Grenadines. You have St. Lucia. You have Grenada and Dominica. So you have 4 islands that make up excuse me, the Windward Islands. Pretty cool. So sometimes when they play in regional tournaments, they'll have 6 teams. You know, it'd be Jamaica versus the Windward Islands. And so these are all the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, and these 4 countries right here. Obviously, not all of these countries or territories are part of West Indies cricket. And that's because some of them are overseas collectivities or overseas regions of France or the Netherlands. But one of these countries really piqued my interest, and that's looking at this country right here. How are the Bahamas not part of West Indies cricket? I mean, they're part of the Caribbean. They're right in that same area. They speak English. The national sport is cricket, which has been played in the Bahamas from 1846. I mean, come on, that's pretty crazy. So I'm interested in that, and I want to know more of why are the Bahamas not part of West Indies cricket, or even Bermuda, which is further away. Maybe Bermuda is so far away that maybe that's why. So there you have it. Those are the countries that make up West Indies cricket. I hope this was helpful. I didn't see any videos purely in English on the subject, and I just always wondered, like, what is it like to support, like, not your country, but a group of countries? Like, do you still, people who are from the West Indies, do you still feel pride for the West Indies team the same? Would you bring your national flag to the game as well as the West Indies flag? Like, how do you, it's a little bit different, but it's also pretty cool. Because if you just had a team from Jamaica, it probably wouldn't nearly be as strong as a West Indies team. So it's brought West Indies a lot of success because of that. So I think it's overall a good thing, but just how are things different because it's a group of countries? So let me know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate all of you guys for doing that, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.